Alright, something a bit different here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be for you. You might recognize this fella. It's Michael. Where is he, though? He's in Livonia, folks. He's on DayZ, IntenZ, Livonia. And if this does make it to YouTube, it's just going to be me, basically talking to myself. This is not a guide. This is just a playthrough, really. I mean, you could take it as a bit of a guide. Hopefully we'll show you something decent out of it. We're trying to establish where I've spawned. I'm trying to establish where I've spawned, even though I know Livonia very, very well. I'm a little bit taken aback from this spawn, I'm not going to lie. And what I need to do is get a long stick. You know the drill. You need to get a long stick straight off the rippity rip. Now in the distance I can see some more buildings. This could be Radacz. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is a Radacz spawn. I'm recording this in the UK. It's 8:20 PM. And there's about 50, 60, 52 people on the server. And I've made a massive mistake early doors. I've aggroed a zombie with no melee. So, 2 big power attacks. Jab, block. Try and stay out of her way. Keep flicking a single jab. Hopefully we can put her down before doing too much damage. There you go, level 1 pain. Street man. Level 1 pain we can deal with. 1 hematoma. But that's how you fight them with your hands, ladies and gents. Take the hat. Although it's summer, so we don't need to be worrying about insulation. We'll take it anyway. And my god, do we need a long stick. Quickety quick. But before we get into that shenanigans again. Short stick's no good. This'll give us a long stick. And I'm going to then get in another bush and activate the perks, because I haven't done that either. So schoolboy errors, straight off the rip. Love it. Temporary melee. Let's go prone. Super camouflage outfit, love it. Do the usual, you've seen this before. Recovery of hematomas. Fast sleep, they're my favourite picks. You can see the way I've allocated my perks for a new life on IntenZ, my points rather. I suggest you do the same, especially because in Livonia you're going to need to fish and hunt a lot, especially on IntenZ. You're not going to find food that's not rotten, and even if you want to go down the route of eating rotten food, the medical buildings in Livonia are small, and you know, in places like Cherno and Electro and Berezino, if you lose a hospital there's loads of cars outside. There are buildings in the vicinity that will also spawn medical loot. There's not a lot like that on Livonia. You get your basic small blue medical and that's it. So to find enough food, or sorry, the food poisoning suppressant to go down that route is tricky. So I know this is Radacz. You might have had to go into town, find a sign. See, rotten food. The Norse helm. I'm going to take it because it'll give us protection against concussions and level 1 pain when this one disappears, and it won't actually muffle our voice. So you might look a bit stupid, but on IntenZ, take it. And then I want to gingerly get the lay of the land. Can we aggro this zombie so that we're just taking him on one by one? 1 on 1. Here we go. Same drill with the stick. Oh, we've been given a free power hit for some reason. Keep your distance, strike the head. And on Livonia, more than Chinaris on IntenZ, I'll probably try and search every single zombie, because you never know, you might get that miracle can of food. Actual food that's not rotten. So when it's one-on-one, I don't actually mind taking on these zombies. As long as you're pretty confident in the way of fighting them. Power hit. Hit to the head. Hit to the head. Hit to the head. Step back. Hit to the head. I use his friend. No power attacks in our locker now though. So we've got to block, hope for the best. Hit to the head, step back. Hit to the head, step back. 2. 3, we took an unnecessary hit there. Shot in the distance, we got him. 2 zombies to search. Plenty of people on. We don't know whether we're going to get capped. Are we going to find friendlies? But at the moment, I'm not worried about that. We're looking for food. We're looking for water. We want to survive. And at least get a little bit of the lay of the land of Radacz. So if you spawn here on any Livonia server, but especially in IntenZ, you can find out pretty quickly where you are. We've got the dreamy cargo pants coming in with a torch as well, ladies and gents. Much more carry capacity, 24 slots. Beautiful. And I'm being patient here. I'm taking my time. We're in no rush. Taking a risk here. Jump in the fence. I don't know what's on the other side, but we got away with it. Could have been 3 zombies. I am going to creep this bit. Get to the top of this dirt road, and you're looking down into the town. Main town of Radacz. If we weren't blurred vision, there are certain points of this town where you can see the prison. Gliniska prison, where on our standard guide to spawning in Livonia, which was on a vanilla server, we spawned in Gliniska. On the train tracks, if you remember. We're on the other side of the other side of fields, really. I'll try and get the perspective for you if I can see the prison. But don't think too much ahead. Just try and learn, especially if you're new to Livonia. You're going to play it when it becomes free, and it will no longer be DLC after 1.25 drops. Happy days. Better coat. Then you're going to get this spawn. You might come in from a different angle. You might spawn in the field over there. There's a little crossroads where you can spawn. But when you make your way into Radacz, you might wander around and think, oh my god, I recognise this from COD's video. I can tell now that I am in Radacz. And really, unlike the super detailed guides, walkthroughs, it's not about really where we're going to go next. This is more about IntenZ and trying to survive your first hour. That's what we're going to aim for here. If we can. Oh, that is big. Now, it's pristine, so I'm putting it on as my melee, mainly because if I get jumped by a player, I want to give them a little 1-2 with the cleaver. I can use it on zombies now to drop them, ideally with 1 hit, 1 power hit, and they should be done if they're sprinting towards us. I'm going to keep the helmet on for the concussion protection. Even though we've got a good melee weapon now, and if we play our cards right, we don't have to allow the zombies to get up in our grill. We can put them down. Let's go for this, because you never know what you're going to find. And look at this. 4 ibuprofen. We can now clear the level 1 pain. It's gone by itself, but if we get it again, level 1 pain, and it will cure a cold as well. Level 1 cold. It's huge. See those houses down the end? The big brick house, the big double. The well is opposite. You can basically see it. You can see it poking out behind that hunting stand. So we're not far away from getting a drink and dealing with the hydration. Ooh, there's another code there, which has more slots, and it's in good condition. So I'm on the lookout for rags, because you know by now, maybe you're brand new and you don't know, but we're looking to make our own rope in case we can't find any legit rope. 2 stacks of 6 rags will make the rope. I've got a pristine blade, so I need to start getting on top of that and thinking about long-term fishing. There you go. Look at that. A disinfected spare bandage. Huge. A bag. Huge. Massive. Shut the door behind us. But let's make sure that we can see in front of us. Let's start crafting these rags. We've got plenty of carry capacity now. 1 stack of 6. We're halfway to making our own rope. Let's go over to the log cabin. Peeking down the road at all times. Peeking back behind us. Making sure we're not being followed, stalked. Obviously, anyway. Tapping into the vicinity, because sometimes you can miss something that's decent. Some food tucked away could be the difference between life and death on this server. And we keep crafting rags whenever we can. We'll only get 4 from this one. That's nice. We're only 2 away from being able to make our own rope. We're then a chicken or a dead player away from being able to fish. A secondary blade would be huge. Dig up worms and cut up the fish, but again, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's search the piano. Look at this. We've got a flare, but now we've got a nearly full lighter as well. Huge. Any rags in here for us? PA system. There you go. This completes our rope, or what we need for rope. Gives us a spare rag as well. Combine. Take 6 in your hand, drag the other 6 over, craft rope. We've got enough capacity that we don't need to make a rope belt either, to save space. We'll just grab it. We've still got our little rucksack on our back that we're not even using at the moment, I don't think. But I'm going to start putting some surplus items. We don't need immediate access to these. We're going to keep the medicinal stuff on us, though, of course. To hand, so we can access it nice and quick. And mentally remembering what we've searched, what we've chalked off. The position we're in at the moment, I would be friendly to somebody, because they might have a gun, they might have a better melee weapon than us that can knock us out quickly, like brass knuckles or a sledge. So I would definitely attempt to be friendly to someone. They may help us out, you know? They might have something that we need. They might have some food. They might be willing to share some fish or a chicken. So you've got to pick and choose when you're going to go aggressive, in my opinion, on IntenZ. And if you watch my streams, a lot of the time I do err on the side of aggression. I've got to be honest. But let's look at this through the eyes of perhaps someone who hasn't got a lot going for them. We've only got a cleaver. And I'm not going to loot these. I'm going to loot these last. A couple of houses at the back there. I'm going to carry on through town this way. Picnic bench, can spawn, hunting loot. Search it. Nothing. Battery for our torch. Nice. Now we can see in the night. Oh, and we can't drink with the helmet on. I did not know that. So remove your helmet, and we are going to have a huge slurp and hope we don't get executed at the well in classic DayZ style. There are a couple of options for way. Hello. Hey, how you doing, Doc?
What? I'm suffering.
Yeah, it's rough out here, man.
I'm new to this.
What, the server or DayZ? The what? What? Say that again.
Server.
Yeah.
I'm new to the server.
It's pretty tough, man. Have you had a drink yet? I'd get a drink if I...
Nope.
You got those nice gloves on, so you'd be fine.
Can't do the mask on, I forgot.
Yeah. What's your name, dude?
Ivan, what's yours?
Michael.
What's up, Michael?
Yeah, so we're keeping this guy close at the minute.
Have you
Strength
played
in
the server
numbers.
for a while or nah?
Yeah, a little while. I know my way around a little bit. It's rough at the start. You've got to get lucky. You've got to try and find stuff for fishing or...
This is my first time playing Livonia, so
Oh,
even
shit.
that's new to me.
Yeah, it's a beautiful map, dude. You're in a town called Radacz at the moment.
It's a Radacz?
Yeah, Radacz. That's how I pronounce it anyway. Something like that.
Alright, cool. Thank you for telling me that.
So I've looted basically up down this street. I was going to loot these houses and then carry on up this street. See what we can find.
Okay.
Do you want to tag along together for a little bit?
Yeah, man. I'm down. Is this helmet yours? The Norse helmet?
Oh, yeah, shit. Yeah, I took it off to drink.
Yeah,
Thanks, dude.
I figured it was yours. Oh, what the fucking player? What's up, man?
Yo.
Hi.
Okay, so there are 2 players now, so... I was thinking of attacking that guy. He seems like a nice guy. Don't ever think DayZ is personal. It's a game, it's pixels. I'm thinking that guy could be 5 bones. I've already got rope. We can fish. And it's still in the back of my head, but now there's 2 guys. Very difficult for me to take 2. Oh, where's that other guy? In there, is he?
What's up?
That the other dude. There he is.
There he is. What's up? We'll go down the street. I just died. I had sepsis and like 16 bruises. It was rough.
Yeah. So with these servers, you've pretty much got to fish to survive
really?
early doors. Oh, I've got a fishing hook. Wow. Okay. I've got a fishing hook and I've got rope, so we're Gucci. In an ideal world, you'd have more than 1 damaged fishing hook, though, so we'll carry on looting. I've got to be honest with you, dude. Sometimes things get desperate, and that guy over there could start looking like fishing hooks, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
Hopefully it don't come to that.
Victory.
Let this guy know our intentions. So if we start swinging, then he's with us, hopefully, instead of being surprised thinking, what's this guy doing? He's a maniac. He's got a pitchfork as well, so he's going to be very, very dangerous to fight. Ah, shit, dude.
Hold up, bro.
Hold it. Hang on. Sorry.
You hit me.
No. No way. Fucking zombie, bro. Die, bro. Fuck.
Fuck, I'm bleeding.
Patch up, man. I got you a better mask, one you can eat with as well without taking it off. Man. And there's some food here. Some fucking tuna. It's rotten, but what are you suffering with now?
I have I 1 bleeder now. Oh god, I have a bleeder. Bruises.
No way.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, look at that. Right. Taking the decision. The guy with the pitchfork is a lot more dangerous than Ivan, the not so terrible. So call me what you like. We're trying to survive out here. We've got to do what we've got to do. Ivan seems like a really nice guy. New to the game, new to the map, new to the server. I mean, we don't want to go all Destiny's Child out here, but I am a survivor. That's what we want to do, is survive. These are essential. Essential. We've gone through our only blade, okay? So we are now desperately on the hunt for a blade. We know there's another player in the area, and he's looting his way down the street where we wanted to go. There's his dead zombie. Did he cross over here and loot, though? We'll soon find out if we start finding a load of trash and not a lot of other things. Not a lot. Mauser rounds, okay. We don't want to eat the rotten food yet. If we have to resort to it, we might have to. But it will make you very sick without the appropriate medication to counteract it, like I said. So let's carry on down the road. If we find another blade, we can go fishing. We know which way our dude came. There he is. He's got a big bag on now. He's fighting a zombie. I think he's fighting a zombie with a blade. Now, if we kill this guy, we're going to be mentally very unwell. I don't think that's the same player. Put the zombie down as quick as possible, especially when you know there's another player in the vicinity. But I want to search it because the zombie could drop a steak knife. It could drop a stone knife. And it has dropped nothing, of course. And I want to patch up this bleed because I've got nothing to cure sepsis, so I don't want this cut turning into sepsis. So I'm patching it up and I'm praying. Still doesn't guarantee anything, but I'm patching it up. We were definitely rumbled by Ivan. We were trying to make out. It's a tactic I like to use. If a player is backed into a corner fighting a zombie, you go in with you make out it's with the intention to help, and then you quote unquote accidentally catch them with a few shots. It's a cheap shot, but it tends to work for me. I'm checking the vicinity in case this dude has missed something. Let's not assume they're the world's best looter. They might not have been thorough. See? Alcohol. We get a wound infection, we can deal with that. We can make rags into temporary disinfected bandages. Nothing in the raincoat. But very soon we're going to have a decision to make. Because coming down here looking for the blade hasn't paid dividends yet. By any stretch of the imagination. This end of town is quite quiet. There's a farm up here. There is a cow spawn in this sort of area. Over the field here is another option for us. And I may cut my losses of Radacz and decide to just leave. We've made a bit of noise. Bit of a reputation in town. There's our friend, quote unquote. Maybe we use them as an option. Can we be friendly? Do they want to go fishing? They seem to be using that trick a lot. Jumping up on stuff. We've got nothing of significance to fight this guy with if we wanted to take him out. Hello, dude. You alright, dude? You patch up, dude. I'll deal with the zombie. Yeah. They're not that tough, the zombies, when it's one-on-one. So when I see people climbing up on shit all the time, it makes me want to do terrible things. Yo, dude, have you got a...
My English is bad.
Have you got a... That's okay. Have you got a knife? Have you got a knife?
No, no, sorry.
Okay. No stones, nothing?
No, nothing.
Shit. Okay. I'm gonna go this way then to the next town. Good luck, dude.
Vito.
Yeah, he's not gonna be any help. Unfortunately, we've got nothing to attack him with either. And if we did, if he genuinely hasn't got a knife, it would be a kill that would tip our mental fragility over the edge. We would suddenly drop into yellow. See where the head symbol next to the moon, it's now chunked because we dealt with Ivan. If we kill another person, it's going to drop to yellow and our character's going to start giggling as if it's got Kuru. It's going to be really annoying. If you actually take someone out with a clean headshot with a gun, it won't affect your mental state. I learned that recently, so it's a bit of a trek, as you can see. And there are a couple of houses at the back of town that we didn't loot. But I might full send commit to this town over here in the hope of finding some food. It's a long shot. It has got another well, so hydration's not going to be an issue. But my word, this is going to be cutting it fine. Cutting it close. If we find a knife, we would still have to find a source of water to fish. I've got a feeling, I'm pretty sure, the river is this way, okay? It's going to be another long trek down to the river to fish. We need a knife for worms, we need a knife to cut up the subsequent fish. So this is one of those glorious IntenZ lives. Excuse me. Allergies. Glorious IntenZ lives where it's a bit of a palaver in the first 25 minutes. We've already got a murder under our belts. We didn't want to do it. We didn't want to do it. But it's now a race against the clock. Can we find something to eat or a couple of blades and get to go fishing before we hit red hunger? Now, when you hit red hunger in IntenZ, if you're new to the server, like our friend Ivan, you start walking very, very slow, as if you've got red health, even though you could have full health. You won't have full health for long, because you'll soon be starving to death, but just scanning for other players. Unfortunately, the players we have bumped into have been little to no help, apart from Ivan's bones. And I really hoped that Ivan had been holding out on us. I was hoping he was pocketing a little knife that he wasn't telling us about, but the way he was fighting the zombies with his fist told me that he wasn't lying. He was completely new to the server. And yeah. If you're new to the channel, you might think, oh, that was a bit mean. If you're not new to the channel, you know the score. You gotta do what you gotta do. If we found a rusty old blade, a baseball bat, a crowbar, and someone had been kind enough to plant some pumpkins or peppers, that's another way of getting saved. And again, it's the not knowing. It's the lottery, the gamble. You make a decision, you live or die by that decision a lot of the time on IntenZ, especially when you're starting a new life, like we are at the moment. 28 minutes in. We've rolled the dice. We've put all our eggs in the basket of Olshanka. That's what we'll go with. And I love it. It's like the coin toss. You're going to live or die by the decision. No one else's decision. Yours. Not made in duress. We've gone, we're not staying around that town. We've looted it up quite extensively. We're now going to the next one. And will it save us? We don't know. Let's see. There you go. Crowbar. Now, you can't cut up fish with a crowbar on this server. I'm almost positive. If I'm wrong, and you're a regular player on IntenZ, correct me in the comments and laugh at me if that is the way that I end up meeting my demise. We've got a way of cutting up our own pumpkins now, if we were to find a pumpkin patch, and we've also got a way of giving someone, or a zombie, the business with a much better melee weapon now, the crowbar. It will knock a player out fairly quick. It's not the greatest on zombies, actually, but it'll knock a player out pretty quick. We don't need more iodine. Blades that can actually cut up fish are what we're looking for. It looked like something was in the footwell of the car then. See what I'm doing again? Scanning. The well is over there by the pub, by the way. Let's check this brick building. Can opener. Good, if we find a legit can of food. We could have opened it with the crowbar, but now we're going to get more food. We're going to get more of a yield from the can. If we were to be extremely lucky, which you've got to be on this server to find legit food. Well is tucked away over there, but I'm not worried about my hydration at the moment. Oh man. An Algon will cure you quicker from your hematomas. They'll get rid of them quicker, the bruising. So these items are all really nice. The one thing we're missing is a blade. There you go. So we can fish now. Every sinew, every fibre of my being is now telling me to head towards a body of water. And I'm racking my little brain, saying, where is the quickest body of water on Livonia when we're over this side of the map? It's okay when you spawn far north, because you'll be right by the river at all times. See how I concentrated that last hit on the green zombie because we'd already hit him a bunch. I wanted him down, even though the other one was behind me. I want him down quick, so it's a 1v1 fight with the zombie. Don't need rags. Would have been beautiful if we did. Come on. Just a smidge of food, even some salty sticks or crackers. God damn you. The script is not strong today. There's the prison in the distance. Look at it. There's the prison. So the river is just down there. I say just down there. It's still a fair trek. So we are going in the general direction of the river. So in my opinion, we're not wasting time checking these houses. Could have a bit of food to keep us going another 10 minutes. Because we're going this way anyway. We're just trying to get super lucky. Spandex leggings, to it to woo. But what I'm not going to do is take a lot of time looting sheds and barns, because we're not going to get food in them. Greenhouses, oh yes, but not sheds or barns. We just want residential and greenhouses, and we're getting nothing so far. We missed the house there. Could be the dream house, not the dream greenhouse. Can't afford to be picky about houses. What if there was a bag of rice in here? Save our life. Same with that one. Water bottle. Nice. We can drink easier now from a well. Or a stream or pond if we've got chlorine tabs. I'm also not that fussed about avoiding the zombies, because they might drop that bit of food. Miracle food. Frying pan would be nice, but I can't be bothered wasting time. I'd love a second crowbar, but I'm wasting time already here. Come on. Be good. No. Really, one minor criticism. I know this is a hardcore server, so this is going to sound a bit silly, but one minor criticism. I think there should be a slightly greater chance of a zombie dropping legit food, because you've taken the time and the skill to kill it. So it's not like we're handing out freebies here. We're killing the zombies. We're doing it with our own hands, you know? Give us something. The frequency, or rather, lack of frequency. Oh, do you know what? We got one shot now. We could headshot someone. That someone could have food. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying on the matter. And if we headshot them, we wouldn't take any damage to our mental state either. So it's an option, you know. It's nice to have that option. We had the crowbar anyway, so it was always an option if we could get up in someone's grill. But a little bit easier now, a little bit more of a chance of pulling that move off. And again, it could be a life or death situation. You've got to do what you've got to do. It could be one of those, you know. Is that a watch? It is. We'll take the rolly, the damaged rolly. Creep up over to this house, making sure no one's in the distance, waiting to pounce. Checking in the items. If you glance at a jacket, etc., it will have a plus symbol if there's anything inside it. So you don't have to tab into the vicinity to check like that. You can just look at the item, and if it gives you a plus symbol, it means there is something inside it. Could be food, could be trash. Taking the rotten beans. That is the last resort, okay? That's the last resort. Can't remember if I searched this building. And if I can't remember, it's worth checking it, you know? Again. Rotten beans will give us a terrible tummy ache. We will be sick. But if we nibble on those rotten beans, it will get us temporarily from red hunger up to yellow, so we can move like this, like we're moving now, instead of the slow, arduous grind that is red food. And then we might be sick again, and we drop to red, but we can nibble on the food. It will go back up again to yellow, and we can keep trotting down towards the river, where we know now we have the ability to catch and skin a fish. So if it's going to get you to your final destination, short-term pain for the long-term gain. We are not going to the prison. We are aiming for the river, and the river is down here. Going across an open field. We're like a sniper's wet dream. But we've got to go to the path of least resistance to our destination. And I'm actually hot barring the beans, because if we hit red, I want to nibble on them immediately. Now, if we're very, very close to the river when we hit red, I would probably just start fishing and hold out. If we start flashing red and our health dropped to yellow, I would probably, and we're having a nightmare catching fish, we're catching welly after welly, I would probably then start nibbling on the beans. And what you've got to do then is you've got to manage the stomach ache. If you can't find pills, you've just got to suck it up. You've got to nibble very slowly on your food and your water. And you've got to wait for it to subside. And it will subside on its own. Whether you survive before it does is another thing, but it will. It happened to me today, actually. Empty the water. I don't want to confuse myself or forget that I didn't fill that up with clean water. And if I drink the dirty water, again, world of pain. I'm pretty sure the river runs literally alongside this tree line. Now remember, we've been alive 39 minutes, I make, by my calculations, give or take. We haven't had a morsel of food. So it's a good indicator, this. From yellow food on IntenZ, I've never sprinted. I've not once got into a sprint. But we have had a dust-up with a couple of zombies and Ivan the not-so-terrible. So whether that adds to our speed of degenerating metabolism, whatever you want to call it. And the river is not next to this tree line, right? It's good for science anyway. Even if we end up croaking at the end of this video. If I teach you nothing, if I tell you nothing of use, maybe I will be able to tell you how long it is before you hit red. Look at that sight. What a sight. For sore eyes. and soon to be rumbling bellies. Be careful though, this area is a spawn area, of course it is. Literally the field that we're looking at now is a spawn area. And people will be coming from Gliniska, where we spawned in our last video. And they'll be very, very tempted by that prison and all its lovely police loot. And military loot as well. Nothing fancy, but you can get a Pioneer up there, an SSG, Pumpy, Scorpion, pistols, ammo, obviously. But those are dreams and aspirations for another day. At the moment, we're trying to survive our first hour on DayZ IntenZ Livonia. And so far it's been emotional. I'm trying to get ahead of the game. Hotbarring things that I'm going to need straight away. When I get across this train track, and I've got a little bit of cover from anyone coming through the trees away from the prison. Also looking up the line to see if we can get a cheeky small stone. I always think they're small stones, they're not. Get some worms. I'm going to go for 2. I'm going to hope that I catch a fish with my first 2 worms. That's what we're going to bank on. Good thing about the IntenZ servers, you can actually stack the worms in a group of 4. Take it in just a 1x1 slot. We're quite far up the river away from the Gliniska bridge. So the famous last words, I almost feel pretty safe fishing here. Make the bait straight away with our genuine worm. We're not going to use an improvised bone hook when we've got a genuine worm, a genuine hook. Oh my god, man. We're going to quickly grab the rope, grab our stick, combine, make our improvised fishing rod, attach the baited hook, creep over to the edge of the river and pray to the DayZ gods that they give us a fish. PDQ. Because we're a long way off eating. We've still got to make a fire, sharpen stick, fillet the fish, then cook it, then wait for it to cool. On the IntenZ servers, it's like Namolsk, you've got to wait for it to hit 70. Jesus. Wow. I don't want to say the word. I know what people are thinking. Begins with an S, ends with a iptid. Well, we're going to be hungry real soon. We ain't going to need our beans though, I'm going to shout it now. We've got rags on us, which we can use for kindling to make the campfire. Make it... Oh, no. Make a campfire, bro. Oh my god. When you're hungry and you're fidgeting with everything. Oh my god. Make the fireplace, dude. What are you doing, Michael? You're making me look silly. Silly as you do with that Norse helmet. Gut and prepare the fish. We've got decent butchering skills. So we're getting decent size fish. We need another long stick. We need to make that sharp so we can cook over the fire. You know the drill. We've actually it's only damaged our hatchet, which is massive. It means we're going to be able to catch another fish and fillet it. I'm not worried about that now. See, it's only badly damaged. Put that on there ready. Take one of our flares because it takes up the most room. I lost my fireplace then. We might get burnt here just to get the... There you go. Yeah, a little bit. Nothing crazy. Stick in hand. while we're waiting for the fire to go up, put the silent steps on, put the strong man on, put the correct breathing on. Nothing else has improved, is it? Survival, there you go. Wait by our fire. As soon as it's ready to roast, we're on. Don't call it a comeback. We've still got to wait for the fish to cool, but the good thing about cooking outside with a sharpened stick, I've noticed this recently on IntenZ, the food cools a lot quicker, and it's actually cooler straight from the rip as soon as it comes off the stick. Let's see if I'm talking a load of nonsense, or if I can back it up with facts. And also, there's a very strong chance we might get jumped. Someone sees the fire. Ooh, fishing, are you? I'll take a bit of that, and we get the good old DayZ karma from getting rid of Ivan the not so terrible. Done. Look at that. 70 degrees. Straight off the stick. Immediately edible. Didn't have to touch the beans. We're going to get rid of the rotten beans. I don't want the temptation on me. I don't want to ever eat rotten food in IntenZ. It's an absolute last resort, or if we're absolutely loaded with medicine to counteract. Because you can pop a Keterol injector, level 2 food poisoning medication. You can pop it, and you can sit there and fill your face with 10 cans of rotten food, and I swear to God it won't get you out of the yellow. It's very, very poor, but it's very, very good in a life or death situation to maybe get you 100 yards down the hill, across the field, to get to that fishing area that is going to save your life, but sustain you a lot better than the rotten food will, long term as well. I'm not actually going to catch a sack of fish. If I was playing this for fun, quote unquote, not doing a recording, I would immediately put more firewood on this fire and catch a sack of fish. But I'm not going to. I'm going to take my other fish off, which is also 70 degrees. I'm going to eat it because I can't put the helmet back on until I've finished. I'm going to sit at my fire. We've got the heat buff now as well. We're also getting some hydration from this fish. I don't think it'll put us up into the white, so that's why I would have immediately fished for another one. But for the purposes of this video, I want to give you a perspective of Gliniska. And we're almost going full circle. First video on the vanilla server, guide to spawning in the Gliniska vicinity. I spawned in the field, and if you remember and you watched that video, I spun around and I looked at the prison as an immediate landmark, and I said, oh, we're just outside of Gliniska, and I want you to get that picture through the eyes of Michael. Let's get rid of the helmet. Let's give you guys a full screen for the end. How many shots we got in the MK, just out of interest? Probably 3. It'll really inconvenience someone's day if we put them in somebody's. And if you remember as well in that video, I said always look along this train track. You can get a military spawn. Well, if it was here, you'd be able to see it by now, but coming in from a Radacz perspective, well, the other town and then Radacz is further along. So it's been a bit chaotic. It's not as super detailed as our super detailed guide to XYZ map, but I thought for today, because since IntenZ EU servers have wiped last Friday, 6 days ago, when I'm recording this, because I haven't been on Livonia really, I've had one life, I thought I'll start a new character and I'll give you 2 for 1 really. How can first of all we survive the first hour in DayZ IntenZ Livonia, and if we do, how do I do it? So I hope I've shown you a couple of decisions that have gone through my head, the thought process, explained why I've done what. But also, it's a twofer. It's a 2 for 1. I've shown you, if you do get that spawn in Radacz, and you can just about follow the direction that I took to go to the next town over, then I got sight of the prison, knew which way the river was, and then when I get to the river, I recognize exactly where I am, and I know that bridge is the bridge over to Gliniska, where we were in the other video of Livonia. But what I want to do is I'm going to cut through these reeds, cornfields, whatever you want to call them. I want to almost give you, to finish the video, well, a very similar visual through Michael's eyes of where we spawned last Livonia video. Very wary of people coming down with lots of loot from prison, pinging us from the trees now with the Pioneer, but I mean, it can happen. That's DayZ. See how we've, the arrows have started going down again? But it's bought us another 20, 25 minutes maybe until it hits red apple, just guessing, if we continue to trot like this and not sprint. And obviously, we've still got the gear on us to be able to catch another fish. Still relatively early in the morning, yeah, 25 to 8. Little deer stand over there, but I don't want to go over there. Not with the gear that I've got. I want to stay close to the river. When off camera, I continue this run and I catch a second fish. But yeah, we had the prison behind us. We were in the field over here by one of these hay bales. That's where the spawn area is, when you get the one we had in the last video. And I was spinning around, I looked at the prison, and then in front of me was the Gliniska train station. And obviously the train station is opposite the bridge. And I just want to give you a view, the back end of the train station, little military bunker up there. There it is. I think it's just coming into shot for you now. A little bit hazy and foggy. If you play IntenZ, you'll know. The admins love a bit of fog, bless them. Sweet man. There's the train station. So we were a bit further up in the field. I'm not going to go to the exact spot, but you get it. You spawn in here, you go, oh, there's the prison. Oh, there's the train station. Oh, there it is. Oh, is this Gliniska? Not too sure. Let me just double check for my own peace of mind. So how do we do that? Whip around the front. Gliniska in all her glory. Jeans. Ooh. And as we creep through the bushes here, I'm going to just show you the bridge. Get a visual of Gliniska. You might recognize that from the last video. I'm going to creep down by the side of the bridge in a beautiful morning on Livonia. And I'm going to say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to hit that like button. Diddle it. If you're not subbed already, get us a sub. Help the channel grow. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Bye-bye.